never thought I would be someone who had fertility issues, but I've had issues carrying pregnancies long term when it looked like it was not going to happen the way I wanted it to happen. And I wasn't getting younger. I said, what are the options? What is available to me? And then this option came up. So I took it.
Now, let's talk about Nigerian veteran actress Ini Edo. I feel like Ini Edo's introduction to the series was important, and the storyline there was about fertility and the struggles with fertility. In the African culture, when it comes to reproduction and fertility, the burden is placed on women. A woman will get married and there are womb watchers. Everybody is watching her stomach to see when she'll be pregnant and deliver. Nobody is interested in the fertility challenges that women go through in the African context. So I feel like Ini Edo's storyline was very important. Also, talking about other ways to conceive a child like IVF and surrogacy are important topics we must discuss as Africans, because those are taboo topics. Women pride themselves in, oh, I got pregnant, I carried the pregnancy for almost 9 months and I pushed. Even African women tend to feel like they are more of a woman simply because they had a vaginal delivery. They pushed and had a baby. Once you have a cesarean section, some women will go like, oh, you're not a real woman. You didn't push to have a baby. You had a C-section. And there are women who have lost their lives in the African context simply because their husbands did not want to sign the medical forms for medical doctors to conduct a C-section on their wife. So I think Ini Edo's introduction and the storyline of fertility and the burden of fertility on African women is very important. However, for a woman of her maturity, I was expecting more, emotional maturity on her side. She did not display emotional maturity, especially with her interaction with Louis. Louis brought you there so you can offer a female perspective. And again, I do not think that, Louis did anything wrong by inviting Ini to come and kind of share her thoughts on some of the women that Louis is considering to be a surrogate to his baby. I do not think that. Again, I say this because if I ever start dating a man and we want to take it to the next level, I am going to ask my brothers for their opinion. Mainly because they are men, and so they are able to look at the man I am dating and tell me, Zita, I don't think he's a good match for you, leave him alone, right? They would offer that male perspective. Louis invited Ini so Ini can offer the big sister perspective, and I think she blew it out of proportion. She lacked emotional maturity, she lacked emotional regulation, and her whole interaction with Louis, after even at the beach party and swearing and using the F word, I was highly disappointed in her, because I grew up watching Ini Edo. I was born in the 80s. I was raised in Ghana. I grew up watching her, and I just thought she could have handled that quite better. But again, it's reality TV, so you're supposed to be dramatic and bring some spice to the show. I just thought it was too much, and for like an actress of her pedigree, I don't know, it didn't sit well with me. Those are my thoughts. But overall, I think her introduction to the season and the topic of fertility and the challenges that African women go through to have a child, I think it's very important. And I'm looking forward to us seeing more of her journey and being able to have this open discussion about fertility and reproduction in the African context and how African women are made to carry the burden. My name is Dr. Zita. I'm a sociologist. If you're not following, guess what? Hit the follow button.